Welcome. Here is a quick overview of my painting. First, I did a very wet wash on the bottom for the leaves, and I used yellow, and then I used some orange and red, and then I wet the sky and used some gold, quinacridone gold, and some lavender, and a little bit of red, and then some more purple. And I'm just kind of working very wet, trying to get the back mountains in, and then putting a little coat of burnt sienna in, and then adding some ultramarine to get the trees. Decided I wanted to, the sky had dried, so I decided I wanted to have more drama in the sky. So I put some more color in, used some Davies gray, and then I wet around it. And now I am splashing a lot of different color into what I'd already placed there. Okay, so now I'm not really working super wet anymore. It's pretty, I'm putting very wet pigment on the paper, but I'm letting it kind of mingle together on the paper. So I'm starting to define some of the leaves a little bit. I'm trying to get the trees in the ridge showing, and darkening it up and bringing everything a bit forward. I'm basically using a lot of ultramarine and quinacridone burnt orange, which are two of my favorite colors. And now I'm going to start putting in the trees. And I used a loosey-goosey. I did this with some students yesterday, and my trees were too perfect. So I decided I would try something a little looser today. And so this is called a loosey-goosey. I think I got it from Cheap Joe's. It's very, it's kind of a rigger, but it's a out of control rigger. And so I used that to get the basic shapes of the trees in. And now I'm using something, you could use like a stencil brush. This is actually a calligraphy brush of some kind that I bought years ago. And I'm just dipping it into almost dry, the purple, and I'm just kind of moving it around. And then I will take those areas that I put the shadow of the leaves in. I'm going to take a black Sharpie, and I'm making lots and lots of little branches. The original photo that I saw, friends of mine's father took it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And what I noticed more than anything else was the filigree in the trees. So the two things I'm focusing on is the sun peeking through the trees, the beautiful fall leaves in the very front that I don't know whether it's sumac or what it is, but it's got some beautiful colors in. And these trees that have lost most of their leaves, and they just have a little bit left. Because I'm focusing on the sunlight behind the trees, you can see that what I'm doing is darkening some of the areas of the trees. They weren't dark enough. These are backlit trees, so they got to be pretty dark in the front. So here I am. I'm adding more ultramarine and a little bit of burnt sienna, and I'm just highlighting everything a little more. Decided I need another ridge to put the trees on, so I darkened another ridge. So now I have another layer coming up front. And now with that darkened ridge, I'm going to darken some of the areas around the leaves. This is wet on dry, but I'm kind of mingling the colors on the paper. And so I'm going to keep on going back and forth. So now I'm going to end up doing some more in the front leaves. I've put some color in. I sprinkled some color in. I'm putting some more shadows in. I keep on working back and forth and back and forth. And so now after I put a bit of calligraphy in, and I'm putting the final bits of calligraphy in with a little white acrylic pen. I wanted a little more light, and then I glazed it with yellow.